It's a normal palace morning. Sandals on stone. Servants bow. You're still the young queen. Then your father dies, and the whole building glitches. Guards linger. Messages stall. People in your own room start checking with the Boy King brothers' handlers before answering you. You still have the title. You just don't have reality. How far can they delete a queen before anyone says she's gone? You still get the bows. You still get the titles. Your orders die somewhere between your mouth and the hallway. Doors close softer now. Replies come later. Then, not at all. The palace keeps performing queen at you, while your brother's people collect the actual kingdom. It's like being logged into your own account while someone else changes the password. Then they push farther. Not just cornered. Removed. You are out of Alexandria, out in dust and heat, with a shrinking entourage and a crown that currently means Tensut. And that's when people finally start taking you seriously. In the palace, backing you is dangerous and visible. In exile, backing you is risky, profitable, and weirdly cleaner. Merchants show up. Officers drift in. Brokers bring whispers, food, money, promises. Your camp starts behaving like the real court. Smoke in your clothes. Sand in your sandals. Petitioners waiting outside canvas instead of marble. Somehow the tent feels more legitimate than the throne room that expelled you. You learn fast. Weakness is now the pitch. You are the claimant people can invest in you. Not because you look safe. Because your brother's side looks worse. Then the ground shifts again. Roman attention swings toward Egypt. Suddenly local enemies matter less than one foreign opinion. One meeting could outweigh guards, priests, and crowns. After losing public control of your own capital, your best weapon is private access to the Roman dictator. Great. Small problem. Your enemies control the palace doors. You stop waiting for permission. You get carried into your own palace in secret. Not through the front. Not like a queen. More like contraband with eyeliner. Then the door shuts. You get the private audience. And in one night, the whole room temperature coup against you starts melting. Yesterday, guards could ignore your orders. Now the most dangerous man in the Mediterranean is listening to you directly. That changes the air fast. The same men who kept you outside suddenly need perfect posture and very careful voices. 'Cause this is the joke now. Your claim matters again, not because Egypt changed its mind, but because one Roman did. Your own house locked you out. A foreign dictator opens one door, and suddenly everybody remembers your titling. You make the meeting count. No trembling act. No decorative queen routine. You talk policy, money, grain, war, succession. The people expecting a frightened girl find a ruler who can answer before translators breathe in. And that is bad news for every court fixer who thought they were dealing with a symbol. So access to you stops being gossip and becomes a tactical problem. Hallways tighten. Messengers multiply. Every faction wants the same thing now. Get near you. Block someone else. Control the next conversation. Your doorway starts functioning like a border crossing. Your brother's side realizes they made a catastrophic mistake. They did not erase you. They imported Rome into the argument and stapled it to your person. Now attacking your claim means bumping into Roman prestige, Roman troops, Roman ego. Great plan. And because nobody in a palace ever loses quietly, the pressure spills outside. Streets choke. Men arm up. Your name moves through Alexandria with the speed of panic. People are no longer asking if you survive. They are asking who gets to reach you first, who speaks for you, who dies trying. You came in hidden under fabric. By morning, your existence is a public emergency, and the fighting is already moving closer. You get the throne back. Technically. You also get a permanent Roman shadow in every hallway. So congratulations. You are queen again, and somehow less alone than ever. Your rooms stop being rooms. They become checkpoints. Petitioners pile up. Debt hunters smile with their teeth. Courtiers keep squinting at you like they need to decide whether you rule Egypt or just borrow authority from the Roman dictator's attention. They still need your seal, your orders, your face on the performance. But half of them talk about you like you're an imported policy. Then your child arrives, and even that doesn't stay personal for 5 minutes. The cradle turns into a political whiteboard. People stare at a baby and start doing succession math. Visitors come to congratulate you and leave having measured the room, counted allies, and updated their gossip. You win back a kingdom, and your nursery turns into a strategy meeting. The court gets louder. Every meal starts carrying extra meaning. Who sits close matters. Who gets served first matters. What you wear matters. A dinner invitation now works like a treaty with dessert. One glance across a table can move more money than a tax order. It's like your seating chart has become foreign policy, which would be funny if it weren't your actual life. And the closer you stay to the Roman dictator, the more useful you become. Also the more discussable. That's the trap. His favor gets roads cleared, enemies quieted, claims recognized. It also makes every rival whisper that you are only powerful because a Roman says so. Never mind that they also run to Roman muscle the second things go bad. Apparently foreign backing is shameful only when you have it first. So you go where the power is. You go to Rome. Now the whole game scales up instantly. Access is incredible. Risk is incredible. You are in the capital, near the one man who can still make problems disappear with a sentence. Ambassadors circle. Nobles stare. Crowds talk. Your household becomes a live rumor factory. Every entrance is watched. Every gift gets interpreted. Every dinner becomes content. For a minute it works. You are visible, protected, impossible to ignore. Then one day the city snaps. The Roman dictator is murdered. Just like that, the arrangement holding your world together stops existing. Yesterday people bowed. Today they recalculate in front of your face. Sympathy lasts about 3 seconds. Then comes inventory. Who backed whom? Who can be blamed? Who should leave before the mob decides to become patriotic? You do not stay to test the mood. You get out. Fast. Out of the city, out of the center, back across the water. Surviving the week becomes more important than winning the argument. And when you reach Egypt, you're still on the throne. But the floor under it is gone. The Roman connection that restored you no longer protects you. It just marks you. Somewhere in the wreckage, new strongmen are already sorting the dead man's empire like scavengers around fresh metal. And one of them is about to decide you are far too valuable to leave alone. Now the old protector is dead, and Rome does that thing Rome loves. It starts a power struggle and calls it order. Every Eastern king suddenly matters, including you. Especially you. Because Egypt has grain, money, ships, and a throne that always looks easiest to use from somebody else's chair. Then a new Roman warlord sends for you. Not asks. Sends. Ignore him, and you look disloyal. Go too humbly, and you look weak. Go too boldly, and every enemy gets fresh material. So naturally you choose the option with maximum danger and better lighting. You arrive like a fever dream with logistics. Purple cloth. Gold everywhere. Perfume thick enough to count as weather. The whole meeting lands less like diplomacy and more like a hostile takeover by interior design. And it works. He doesn't just notice you. He locks on. That is the trick here. Men who command legions still want to believe they are choosing freely while walking straight into your stage set. So you give him luxury, wit, spectacle, and the kind of attention that makes a conqueror feel specially understood. Armies usually do the persuading. This time, the cushions do. And your position changes fast. One Roman summons becomes private access. Private access becomes influence. Influence becomes routes, supplies, favors, war plans, and whispered requests piling outside your doors before sunrise. Courtiers who ignored you now bow lower. Officers who never learned Egyptian suddenly become very interested in your schedule. Your palace turns into a switchboard for a continental crisis. You get what you needed. A new anchor. A man strong enough to move fleets and scare rivals back into politeness. For a minute, it feels brilliant. You are not clinging to survival now. You are helping decide where armies go. But the room remembers the entrance more than the deal. That's the problem. The fabrics, the perfume, the gold, the chemistry, those spread farther than any policy. Your enemies don't need transcripts. They have a story. Egyptian queen dazzles. Roman strongman. Roman strongman forgets himself. It sounds usurious on purpose, which makes it lethal. So the alliance begins as triumph and instantly curdles into ammunition. The same performance that wins you protection also paints a target on your household. And now that he keeps coming back, people stop asking whether you're secure. They start asking how much of Rome can fit inside your bedchamber. Now the alliance gets bigger. Not emotionally. Administratively. You have children, and suddenly every cradle in your palace looks like a border dispute with cheeks. A baby should be a baby. Yours arrives like a future claim stamped in flesh. Courtiers count bloodlines. Rivals count ports. Rome counts what can be inherited, promised, or taken later. Then the pageantry starts. Public ceremonies. Gold. Crowns. Seats arranged so your household looks less like a family and more like a startup trying to acquire 3 continents before lunch. You are displayed beside the Roman warlord, and the message is obvious. Egypt is not just surviving. Egypt is expanding through intimacy. He starts handing out territories through arrangements tied to you. Not tiny favors either. Real places. Real revenue. Real people waking up under a new ruler because your relationship just got turned into foreign policy. It flatters you. It also paints a target on your forehead the size of the Eastern Mediterranean. And your children are right there in the middle of it. Dressed beautifully. Positioned carefully, treated like heirs to a future that does not exist yet, but already scares powerful men. That is the trick. The show is meant to make you look untouchable. Instead, it gives your enemies a poster. Because every gift to you wounds somebody else. Every ceremony that elevates you makes the Roman warlord look less Roman back in Rome. He thinks he is showing strength. His enemies see him handing prestige, land, and maybe loyalty to a foreign queen in full public view. So the Roman heir takes that image and does what ambitious men do. He sharpens it. From far away, he starts selling a simple story. His rival is no longer a Roman commander making choices. No, apparently he is bewitched. Managed. Softened. Repackaged by you. Convenient, right? Your fleets matter when they need them. Your grain matters when their city is hungry. Your money matters when armies need paying. But once they want a villain, all that practical power turns into perfume, seduction, and sinister whispering. Same ships. Same grain. Different headline. So now you split in two across the Mediterranean. To some, you are the ally keeping whole campaigns alive. To others, you are the foreign threat sneaking into Roman politics through silk curtains. You become a useful queen and a cautionary monster at the same time. And the lie works because it only has to wound, not make sense. Soon your household is not just a family anymore. It is evidence. It is accusation. It is the reason men who have never met your children start planning what to do about them. And that is when the image war starts asking for ships. Now war stops being a speech and starts eating your house. Shipwrights want timber. Clerks want lists. Generals want decisions before breakfast. Nurses are carrying royal babies through hallways full of maps, sealed orders, and men arguing over wind. Your palace is still a palace. It just also sounds like a dockyard in a panic room. You can't sit this one out. Your money feeds it. Your ships carry it. Your name is painted over the whole thing whether you like it or not. That gives you weight. It also means if this goes bad, failure gets your face attached to it like a label on a jar. Then you go to sea. And this is where power gets stupid. Whole provinces are waiting on one battle, but everyone is staring at your fleet like the entire future has been hidden under your sailcloth. One queen moves, and grown empires start reading it like a divine sign or a stock crash. The fight breaks. Signals blur. Smoke rolls. Oars hammer. Somewhere in that chaos, choice and panic stop looking different. Your ships turn. The Roman warlord turns with you. And in one brutal movement, the story hardens. Not strategic retreat, not complicated battlefield confusion, just disaster with witnesses. You get back to Alexandria alive, which is not the same thing as getting back secure. The gold is still there. The columns still shine. Servants still bow. But the air has changed. People are polite the way travelers are polite at the edge of a collapsing bridge. They still call you Majesty while quietly moving cash, hiding relatives, and rehearsing the sentence. I was never really part of that. That is how defeat looks at first. Not empty rooms. Full rooms with less belief in them. The palace hasn't been stripped yet. It has been priced. Every couch, goblet and painted ceiling, now looks less like protection and more like inventory for whoever walks in next to you. Orders leave your mouth slower than rumors leave the gate. Loyalty goes soft around the edges. Men who used to sound certain now speak like they are testing trapdoors with one foot. Even affection curdles into risk. Being near you used to mean access. Now it means maybe getting confiscated later. So you try the only move left. If your Roman ally is turning into an anchor, maybe you cut the rope. Maybe the young Roman heir can be approached. Maybe you offer terms. Maybe you remind him you are useful, rich, organized, and very much alive. But the market has changed. Before, powerful men fought to stand beside you. Now the strongest one left is deciding how to package you. Ally, captive, trophy, legal problem, parade material. Same woman. Different category. That's the humiliation. You haven't suddenly become less valuable. You've become valuable in the wrong way. And your partner makes it worse by still existing. Stay with him, and you share his ruin. Abandon him, and you confess the whole alliance was just leverage. Either way, the heir keeps coming. Not like a suitor, like an accountant with soldiers. So, negotiations keep moving. But they smell wrong now. Too smooth. Too careful. Like hands measuring a box before the body is cold. And inside your palace, while messengers still run and doors still open, another kind of preparation begins. Now you're doing two jobs at once. Hiding treasure and planning your own burial. Gold disappears into walls. Servants carry boxes without asking questions. In the same stretch of days, tomb rooms get checked, sealed, prepared. Your palace still smells like oil and linen. It also smells like the end. That is your schedule now. Wedding chest money 1 hour. Funeral logistics the next. You are still technically a queen. You are basically running an escape room for your own dynasty. Then the news breaks wrong. Some message gets through. It says you're dead, or dying, or gone enough. The Roman warlord hears it and just folds. No final grand rescue. No last comeback. One bad report, one wrecked mind, and the man who helped put you back on the throne bleeds out because he thinks he lost you first. And suddenly the floor drops again. He was dangerous. He was reckless. He was also the one giant problem other Romans had to calculate around. Now, he's a body. Now, he's memory. Now you're standing close enough to feel how physical politics really is, because empire ends up on a floor, in blood, with people shouting for cloth. Then the Roman heir enters the city, and the whole room changes shape. Nobody says owner out loud. They don't have to. Back straighten when he walks in. Orders travel faster. Faces that used to watch you now watch him watching you. He speaks politely. That's almost worse. You get the full luxury treatment while your exits vanish. Your visitors get screened, and your hours stop belonging to you. You're not being spared. You're being preserved. Alive, dressed, recognizable. A royal souvenir for his victory parade. Imagine surviving a civil war just to become someone's prop. So now even breathing is a trap. If you live, he wins twice. He takes your kingdom, then takes your body on tour. If you plead, you confirm his power. If you rage, you entertain him. So you stop performing and start testing. Guards, messengers, physicians, baskets, chambers, timing. Every small object in the palace becomes a possible exit. You have no fleet left. No lover army is coming back. No speech fixes this. The last territory you control is your own skin. So you make your final move there. You deny him the one thing he came to collect. You alive, reduced, displayed. The conqueror can seize the city, inventory the gold, and rename the future. He still cannot politely confiscate your ending if you get to it first. And just like that, possession looks complete for 1 second, then slips. The palace is still standing. The dynasty is not done being used. And now the people around you start looking past your body, toward the children. You're dead. The room closes. The grabbing starts anyway. Your children lose rank in a single morning. They are not heirs now. They are leverage with eyelashes. Hands that couldn't control you can absolutely control them. The conqueror takes Egypt cleanly. No more queen. No more useful marriage game. Just a kingdom turned into property. Like your whole country was a disputed apartment lease with better temples. Your court gets sorted, your bloodline gets counted, and every surviving child becomes a problem someone can solve. But killing you doesn't end your value. It republishes it. Your face still travels. Your name gets bent into warning, seduction, monster, martyr, whatever the winner needs that week. They beat your body once it. Then they keep fighting over the story attached to it. And while Egypt is being folded into Rome, another version of you is already escaping their hands.